2, 1. Oh, I did my, we're recording. Did my little countdown while we were recording. I'm not a good director. No.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Oh, hello.
Hey, we wanted to get together to chat about making an offer. So a lot of times when we are sharing the product, the four of us do a really good job of sharing just in a lifestyle way because we're using the products every day. And so we wanted to just have a chat about making an offer because sometimes it can be a really awkward part of what we do. We are in sales, we love our products, and we want everyone to use them. But when it comes to actually asking people, right, to initiate with us in some way, sometimes we stumble over that. So let's open up a conversation about the types of offers that we can make. So what types of offers, what do we invite people into? Let's just start talking about the different things we've done and the things that have worked for us before to engage people.
Well, I can just start by sharing this week. I had somebody ask me about gut health specifically, and this is someone I have not met in real life. So this is a social media example. So I can't invite her to like sit down and have coffee or come to a class or anything like that because she's too far away. But so she had a very specific thing she wanted information about. And the first thing I did was I just told her the products, right? And like some things I thought that would help with gut health. Not really knowing her level of knowledge or even really her level of interest, because she had not talked to me about oils before this moment. And so I just told her the products. And then she replied back and asked me, okay, well, can you tell me more about those? And then I was like, oh, she knows nothing. Okay. So I kind of took my cue from her that she knew nothing. And I went in and I actually used Life Steps, which is a great resource for education. And I went through and found a product page on each one of the products I had recommended to her and sent her links to those so she could read about the products. And then I also went to my YL, which is the Young Living website that I have, and I created a bundle to send to her the link for that so she could go in and see the prices and possibly order if she wanted. That's my husband with Young Living products. Or he just delivered to me. Okay, I just got real happy. So my call to action?
Yeah, call to action.
Whatever you want to call it, for her was to just give her the information she needed so that she can, continue that education at her own pace, that kind of thing. So that's what I do a lot.
I love that. And like you gave her some really good info.
Yeah.
The offer was learn more, but also purchase. But okay, so I know that probably took you a good 20 minutes to track down all of that info, send it to her, get your link. I mean, like maybe even more because you were filling the cart, all the stuff. Like just an extra step that I probably wouldn't think of, but if I was like in my right mind doing stuff, I would also put that on my stories. Like somebody just asked me about gut, like about gut health and stuff, and like put those screenshots up on your thing, educate people, put your link of your full cart for anybody else who might want it, because put that offer out there for everybody, not just one person, so that you're maximizing.
Oh, I'm going to do that. That was only a couple days ago. So I'm still.
So you can find it all.
Excellent tip. Yes. So to take what one person asks us and know everybody has this issue or question. So let's just put it out there for everyone. So I loved that. The other thing you referenced, Jamie, was all the resources that we have that are available to us. What other things do you guys use? Where do you go for links? So Life Steps is amazing. It's a free,
they have a free version.
They have a free version.
How much you get access to with it, because I don't have the free version, but the pro is only $24 for 3 months.
Yes, I have the pro, and it's unbelievably packed with information. But just the Young Living website alone, if you go to some of the resources that they make available, you can grab a link, and there's some really great stuff on there too.
If you're in any of our education groups too, I know that like on Facebook, I mean, like your person that's asking you one of these questions might not have access to it, but you could, in my group, Darling Wales, I'll give you permission to screenshot something and send it to them. So there's that too. Lifestep is amazing though. So
Yep.
I've never been there. So I'm excited to
oh,
try
it's
it.
so good. Yeah.
You'll
Good
love it,
stuff.
Annie. So good.
So one thing that popped into my mind that I have done, so we're talking about, Jamie really illustrated the point of inviting someone into education.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of what we do. We don't just say, oh, here, buy my product. Look, Digest is for gut health, buy it. We educate why would you buy it? And so another thing that has worked for me is the offer that I'm making is to join challenges. So a lot of times I will do this on social media. I'll put together a challenge like, let's put frankincense on our face for a month, right? And I make it a thing instead of just doing it for my members who are already using it, just to help them to use it. I will put it on social media and invite anybody into participating in that challenge. That means they're buying one product, Frank, right, to try it.
Love
So
it.
it's dipping their toes in, giving them the link to purchase the Frank, but also telling them why we're doing the challenge, the benefits of that challenge, right? And it's usually 14 days. So it's easy for
Yeah.
people to think, yeah, I'll commit time to that. Click
Mhm.
the link, buy the frankincense, and then
Yeah.
maybe I put them in a group where we're all talking about it for 14 days, or sending them 14 days of texts or a few texts over 14 days. That's
Yeah.
it. And
So
then
it's
that,
simple.
yeah, so simple. So that's another, call to action, or making an offer. Another thing that works really well to get people excited about trying something new.
Mhm.
Other
I
thing
can't
like
remember who it
too-
was, but it was somebody that I look up to in the business. It was probably Annie Hauser. I think that's
Yeah.
who it was, but maybe not. Anyway, she was on her Instagram and she was talking about putting your link out there as making an
Yes.
offer. So your link, I mean like your sign up link, a link to a starter kit, a link to a bundle that you've created on MyYL, whatever, or a deep link, which Jamie's going to show us in a minute. You'll know what that is in a sec. But putting your link out, your links, and making an offer that way all the time. Like you have links in your stories all the time. It's totally normal. And it's not hard for people to find it. That simplifying the steps that people have to take to find your offer. Because Annie was like, I hate having to like look through all of the little, I know that she offered that at some point. Now I got to go through all of her highlights and try to find it. Maybe it's not there because she just didn't highlight it,
Yeah.
so making sure you you could even have a highlight called links, literally. And all you do is highlight you can click make your story a highlight, and all you have is your link stories in there.
And you
Doesn't
can
even
use
have to be
like
long.
Linktree type apps too,
Yeah.
like Milkshake or
Yeah, that's smart.
Linktree or
Yeah.
any of
Link
those
bio.
too, to have in your bios, to have
Yep.
just your links available at all times, and just send people to them regularly, like point it out regularly on social media. It's a really easy way to get it in front of people.
Yeah, it makes me think we all have specific things we talk about more regularly than others,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And so intentionally create story highlights in Instagram about those things that are your maybe hero products, or
Yeah.
issues that you deal with physically or emotionally that you're talking about often.
Yeah.
Make a nice story about that,
Yep.
and then put it in your highlights, Jamie, like you just mentioned, with the links. And then it's something you can reuse. I think the more we can reuse things,
Yeah.
because we're talking about them so much,
Mhm.
invite people to watch that highlight. That's the offer. That's the engagement. Watch the highlight, and then that'll do the work for you, and you don't have to do it 20 times over and
Yeah.
over,
Yeah.
Yeah. And people can just be self-sufficient instead of having, some people like to engage in that conversation with you. And some people are just like, I don't want to have to message her. I just want to like find
Yeah.
it because I
Wanna
can
go
buy
get
it
it.
right now. Like we live
I
our crazy lives. Like you just want to be able to boop, 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 do it.
I
when you
think
have
there's
minutes.
more of that, Ashley, than we realize, and we're just missing opportunities.
Yep.
Mhm.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throwing ourselves out there more often, and just, getting in the store, like ask me questions, like all of those things.
Like this is preaching to my choir, I'm telling you, because I do not, I do like Christy said, like I could share all day, but I never go to that intentional step of, because it takes more time. It really does. Takes a little more time, takes a little more intentionality and like whatever, and getting out of the moment of using your thing and like going to sit down and get the link going and all that stuff. And your business isn't open if you're not making the offer. And why would you not open your business? You need to open your business every day.
Yeah.
If you had a storefront and we only opened it one day a week,
Yeah.
how would you make a living that way?
Oh
So
my goodness. Yes.
yeah.
So we've talked about in person. I mean, we've talked about online, but let's talk about in person.
Yeah.
Like, how do you make an offer Like, what does that look like?
Okay, well, my favorite thing is like when I'm at my kids' sporting events and I'm just exaggerating, using like a spray or a deep relief roll on or whatever, something that smells really yummy. And it's just like, I know right away people will engage with
And
it.
he's like, wow, this
Wow,
smells so
instant
good.
relief.
What deep relief I'm getting.
Oh, I have such
Yeah.
a headache.
Yes. And then right away, I just say, like, you guys have to try this. Like, it's so, and I'll let people roll it on.
Yeah, it's
If
like,
like,
pass
they
it
don't care
down.
about germs, yeah, like send it down. And, or
Mhm.
like thieves cough drops, like any
Yeah.
of the things that, are individually wrapped or like easy, shareable items. But then like to right away be like, try it right now. Like,
Yes.
don't
Yeah.
try this cough drop later. Like, I want you to try it now. I want you to
Yeah.
roll it on you now, because then I'm, then right away I'll be like, yes, you're
talked
getting
about
this. You are getting this. I'm not taking no for an answer.
Yeah, that's an offer. That's so
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think there's education and then there's experience.
Mhm.
And honestly, sometimes experience goes
Trumps.
way further than
Yes.
education,
Oh, yeah.
but the education kind of supports it. But experience is huge. And like in person, like what you were saying, Annie, that stuff's so good. Well, so like, what about this lady who's far away from me? How do I help her have an experience? Well, sometimes that means putting stuff in the mail.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Like,
Or just
that's
being
my
honest.
offer.
Yeah. Or just being honest and say, you got to trust me. Like click
Yeah.
this link, order it. It's going to change your life. So
Mhm.
Convince them they need the experience to truly appreciate it. Yeah.
yes. And we forget how powerful our experiences are, and that people are going to take that and be like, okay, I trust her. Like she knows what she's talking about. I, been following her. She's into the same natural stuff I am. And I'm just going to go with it because I don't like or need that education. I know that I trust my
Yeah.
product. Like if it's the sunscreen or whatever, I'm not going to like sit there and read all the ingredients. I trust,
Mhm.
and so.
So can we talk about sometimes the awkwardness of or having a plan for, like, for instance, the guy shows up at my house to do, maybe he's the HVAC guy, and because this literally happened, he did have a headache and I grabbed the deep relief, right? He puts it on and he's like wowed because it's that kind of a product. So then it's hey, do you sell this and how can I get it? What do you guys do?
Well, I love to have stuff, on hand for that, which I know like we don't always have stuff on hand, but yeah, I mean, a lot of times just that on hand stuff is going to come in super handy because I mean, you guys, if we share a link with the husband, I mean, or how that's probably not going to work all the time. But if we had something on hand, maybe they could pay us that way. Maybe we could get the wife's number. Maybe we could print something off. I don't know.
This is exactly it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I
Well,
think
it's
for me,
sometimes
the
just-
easiest thing is getting their phone number. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll text you the link of where it's at, how to buy it. Because if they're
Facebook
asking you,
friend. Yep. Facebook
Mhm.
friend. Be easy
they're
too.
asking you can text them a link.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you can just make the offer right there too to buy.
Yes.
Like literally,
Oh, yeah,
be
get
like,
out
"Well,
your-"
actually, be like, actually, I sell this and it's really easy to order. I can I keep like actual handwritten
Order
orders
form.
on
Okay.
hand because a lot of people are still totally okay with that. Like they don't
You could
care.
pull it
They'll,
up
like,
on your phone too.
Yeah.
And you
I've
could
heard
be like, you can order it now. I'll make sure you get your 24% discount. Like you could just kind of,
Yeah. But just right in the
So-
moment, be like, this is available. Like I can totally hook you up right now.
So are you saying you would order it through your own account or make
No,
them?
no, I have an order
Oh.
form where
Yeah.
they fill out their information and then
Yep.
I create their account and then I
Okay.
send them an email with all their information, their
Yep.
login, all of it. I
Okay.
just use the order form from Vital 180.
That's nice,
where
actually.
they-
So that's
Yeah.
a thing you can do is print off the order form so you have them, throw
Yeah.
them in your purse. Annie, if
Yeah.
you're at the ball fields or whatever and someone, yes, I love this, then bring it out. Cause sometimes a paper
Yeah.
form is good.
Yeah.
So just bring it
Yeah.
up on your phone though. Ashley, tell me more about that. So just youngliving.com.
yeah.
Cause that's how easy it is now.
Yep.
Yep.
Put it in their cart, like fill their cart for them. And like you could,
Good idea.
you could make sure that they have their 24% discount, like make sure it's all set up and then have them just put their payment through.
Yeah.
Like hand them the phone once you're at the payment page.
Yep.
Good Good. I think that just gets awkward sometimes when you're sharing a product so naturally, but you haven't
Yeah.
thought of that next step. So that's
Yeah, you're
good.
like, how could we do this? Like,
Well, I think
think
the
it through.
reason it's awkward is because you don't know what to do next. Like, oh,
Exactly.
I said yes, oh crap, and now I'm in person. What do I do? So
And guys,
if you
yeah,
have a plan, then when they say yes, then it doesn't feel as awkward.
Correct.
and
You
those
don't
of us who have been
feel-
around for a while, we're not used to it being that easy. Like it's been you got to get the kit
Yeah.
first, and then, like
Yeah.
it's not that anymore. And we're not used to that. Like we get like deer in the headlights. Like, wait,
Yeah.
can it be that easy? I don't
Yeah.
know.
yeah. Sometimes I think too, even having like a Facebook group, like seriously, I think that like with social media, when we meet them in person, we can say, let me just add you right now to this
Yep.
group. Like just make that step, like your friends you just met. Okay, let's add you in. And I educate on this. I can teach you all about this. Join this,
Ah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Too is like join this
Yeah.
group where we're learning about. There's one right now learning about lymph cleansing and or like
Yes.
a challenge about
Yes.
frankincense. Like invite them to education that will almost always lead to some extra step of
Yes.
Yeah.
another offer.
Yes.
Well,
You know
and
what
I-
else? I've been on my toes sometimes when people ask me about something, it cues me in, kind of like we were saying earlier. And immediately after we talk about this in person, I will create a class and
Yeah.
I will just invite a few people to it and then invite that one person just for the sake of educating them alone. I mean,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
can do that too, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's one gal on my team who she did a lot of weekend events. What do you call those? Vendor type
Yeah.
events.
Yeah.
And so she would make contact, and then her make an offer would be to invite them to a class. She would also let them order things there and all the other things we've talked about, but she would then have a class ready to go. Like this weekend,
Mhm.
I'm going to meet a lot of people, and then then she had a class
Right.
ready to go to invite them to, where they could come sit in her living room and experience the oils, get more education, get to know her better. And that worked really well for her. So just depending on what you do, there's going to be a way, but I think what it comes down to is having a plan and not hesitating.
Correct.
I think
Yes.
when you hesitate, it's because you don't have a plan,
Yeah.
or you're doubting yourself somewhere. And we've done some videos on how to move through self-doubt. But I think if you have a plan, you can move through that self-doubt a little quicker too.
Mhm.
Totally.
Mhm.
I think that's really
Yeah.
important.
Making an offer that's got a bunch of self-doubt and weird feelings behind it.
yeah.
Not effective. Like what
You'll be
Annie was
like,
saying. Yeah.
Ew,
Like,
backing away slowly.
You could
Right.
do this, but it's weird. So maybe not. But what Annie was saying about like using her oils and then passing it down and being like,
Gotta try
you
this.
need this. You're getting this
You're
right now.
Getting
Obviously.
it, yeah.
Like your neck needs deep relief. That's
Yeah.
confidence. And people feel
Yeah.
that vibe and will, if they
Yep.
trust you, they're going to go for it. Just like what Jamie
Yeah.
did with me when I first started. She was like,
Yeah.
you're getting on Essential Rewards because you're not
Yes.
allowed not to. And I was like, yes, ma'am. Okay.
You're getting this. Let me help you do it right now. And
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
on your computer and you're getting the form out. Like
Yeah.
let's
That is a good point. Don't hesitate with the action.
Mhm.
Because if you do, then it's way more awkward for them to go home and for
Yeah,
you to
and
go
you-
home. I have less motivation at that point to reach out and say, hey, do you want to complete your order? Like,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that's not gonna
Yeah.
happen. Mhm.
Yeah.
yep,
And
so-
I have had the awkward moments where I'm like, okay, let's just order this right now and let's get going. And they're like, no. And and then you're like, okay, no big deal. Whenever you're
And
ready,
you're alive still.
but-
You're alive
guys,
still.
Alive still. Someone said no.
Yep.
And
someone said
every
no, we're
single
alive.
one of those people has come back later and said yes.
Yes.
Like I can
Okay.
track that and I can give you names. Like
Yeah.
they,
Love
in the
it.
moment, they weren't ready, but because I made the offer when they were ready, they
Yes.
knew to
They
come
can.
back to me.
Yes.
So
And
even
even
when you
saying
give them
that.
an offer and they don't say yes,
Okay.
whatever.
When you're ready, I can help.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
So the moral of the story, and we'll have Jamie show us the deep link. Be prepared. Think about offers you might want to have ready this month. Think ahead. What kind of challenges? What kind of opportunities? Am I doing any classes? I have girls right now doing pop-up classes. They're 15 minutes long. They've planned it in their month. We're just
That.
going to have a pop in, right?
Right.
So think ahead of what you can offer people to, more than just, hey, buy my product, come to this thing, learn, education, here's some links, all these things. But then also we live these products. So when we share them,
Yeah.
social media, whatever, post
Yeah.
your link.
Just sharing is
So-
not an offer.
Mm-mm.
So go the next step, I think.
Yep.
Yes.
So that leads me into Jamie's going to screen share.
Well, I'm going to tell you something else first.
Let's do it. Go girl.
So there is an app called Wordboard that I like. And basically what it is I go through and I put links and things in. And then when I go and I install it, and then when I go to my keyboard, like let's say, let me just act like I'm going to send a text. So when not to that person in case I accidentally send it. Okay. So then when I go to text someone, I tap down here on this little earth because that's what I installed. And then all of these little things come up.
What?
And I have one called Ready to Order.
No.
So when someone's ready to order, I can just tap and it puts all the text in for
Where
me.
has this been all my life?
I
know,
love
it's
this.
Oh my God.
I keep my YL
Getting it
share link,
right now.
my YL share link in there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anytime, because if you think about it, when you're doing an Instagram story or a Facebook story or a YouTube, whatever, anything, and you don't want to spend an hour going to find your link. So then you
No.
don't do it, right?
No, we got to
But
work
if you
smarter.
have it
Yeah.
literally,
This is it.
yeah, I
Wordboard?
think, yep, that's it.
Wordboard. That is
You
so
have it
efficient.
literally on your phone, ready to go. It's so easy to just link people. So I have protocols in there people ask me about all the time. I have
Coolest.
links to the monthly e-magazine that I send out when people are ready to order. I have stuff specific to Instagram. I mean, you can do whatever you want. People ask me about my son Lucas all the time and his dye allergy. So, and I just have all my links in here ready to go.
Oh my goodness.
And
Can I just say, you just made the offer and we all bought it.
We all have it. I'm on it right now.
Wordboard.
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 It's awesome. Now I know there's a way somehow in Apple to do that with keywords and blah, blah, whatever. And I never learned it. I just went and got that app and it was so easy.
Yeah.
Color-coded. So, all right, now let me share my screen and I'm going to show you guys how to do a deep link. So Christy, will you talk first a little bit about
Yes. So this is actually something that Young Living has recently updated the website with for our brand partners. You can, instead of just sending the link to, youngliving.com, which is kind of that first page of Young Living, and then they have to search for the product, right, that you are talking about and then put it in their cart. You can go directly to the product that you're talking with someone about. So in this case, Bergamot, right? I'm
Yep.
sitting talking to my friend about Bergamot and she's like, yes, you know what? I would love that. So I'm like, I'll text you the link. You can text them the link to Bergamot. It's called a deep link. And this is how you do it. You go to Bergamot.
Pardon me for just being nosy on something I wanted to know about. Okay.
Yep.
So if they navigate away from it, it does change the link, just so you know.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so here, oh, how do I go to the actual? I don't want this. Not quick, don't do quick view, just go to the actual product.
Okay. Right.
Then go up here and copy this. Okay. And then, hold please. And then you go over to your account and you go down to share YL. And then you go to your deep link generator, which is right under your just basic link. And you can paste your URL here. So that's just for the Bergamot. And then Ash, what's your number?
1590093. And that's just like if you want to
Yeah,
make
so you
somebody
can
else the sponsor.
change who the sponsor and roller are in there, which is nice.
It's very nice.
So like for me, for instance, I'm currently building under my husband's leg. And so I normally put his number
Mhm.
there and I stay the enroller. And then you just hit generate link and then you can see the link right there. It has the Bergamot and then it has enroller ID, sponsor ID right there. Copy it. And then I'll just go up here and say paste and go. And then it takes me right to it. And then if you go up here and look, you can see that it still has
The info.
the
Yep.
info. So then they can go add that to their cart and then it's connected to you.
Beautiful.
Love it. But you
Perfect.
said, Jamie, if they navigate away from that link, it does possibly erase the
It
info.
possibly, yeah. So they
Well,
need,
what I have heard about the passing on a link from Young Living is the cookie situation. They do
Yeah.
leave cookies. So they're saying that if
Yeah,
someone
maybe
navigates away,
it does stay.
yeah, unless they use someone else's
Yeah.
link
Computer or whatever, yeah.
intentionally,
Okay.
yeah, it will, if they're looking for bergamot, the cookie will remain and it will stay.
Yep.
I've never, I guess, I don't have proof of that, but that's what they're saying, so.
Well, and down the line, Young Living did say that they are planning to give everyone the ability to create lists, like wish list type things.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to deep link your wish list to someone. So then you could put like a
Okay.
bunch of products. But in the meantime, we have My YL, where you can build an entire cart for someone. But if you have somebody who literally just wants like Thieves Household Cleaner, and they're like, that's all I want, make it easy,
Yeah.
boom. Then
There's
you can
your-
send them
there's
that
like-
link.
So
Straight
lots
to
of
Florida.
options. It's becoming so much easier than when we first started, you guys. Oh my
yeah.
word. Some of the upgrades to the website are making our lives easier. We just need to like catch up with
Learn
the
'em.
technology now and actually
Yeah.
use them. But it makes it so easy to share the links. And now that Instagram allows everyone to share a link.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you don't have to have a certain amount of followers.
Yep.
Everybody can share a link.
So if you do not, if you take advantage of that, because it's a beautiful option
Yeah.
and it works beautifully with our business and with making an offer. So
Yay,
thank you,
technology.
ladies. So
Yay,
good.
Thank you. I loved it.
Bye,
All
friends.
right. We'll see you
Bye.
later.
Bye.